Hi, I'm Bean. Today, I'm just gonna do a little get ready with me here on my living room floor, and we're gonna have a talk. So, let me tell you guys about the time that I met BTS. This is a good look, right? I really should pluck my eyebrows, but I don't want to get up to get the tweezers, so we're just gonna go right in. I have this Tarte base tape. I've been loving this. It smells heavily of coconut. Usually that's not my thing. I usually like fragrance-free products because my skin's really sensitive, but this slaps, okay? It's like just the right amount of like sticky, but not too sticky, and it smells like you just wanna eat it. And it obviously does not irritate my skin. So friends, let's take a time capsule back to 2015. Actually, you know what? No. Let's take a time capsule back to 2013. I'm so bad with dates, you guys. It literally took me the longest. Like, I was probably 15 years old by the time that I finally memorized my parents' birthdays. I'm not kidding. So in June of 2013, true armies know, BTS put out their first music video, their first single. They had their debut, if you will. Let me just pack this in a little bit. When BTS first came out, they were on the radar of me and my best friend Hope, who were like K-pop BFFs in our small town of Clarksville, Tennessee, where nobody knew what the hell K-pop was. I don't even know how I came across K-pop, okay? I'm pretty sure it was from being a lonely middle schooler who got into anime, which somehow led to that realm. BTS was on our radar. We thought they were like cool or whatever, but when we really started like actually liking them, like I remember when we were sort of like picking out our members. Sounds so weird, like they're objects, but yeah, we would literally like pick our members, like go through the profiles, watch all the music videos, and this was for like any K-pop group, obviously, and then we would like pick our members. And obviously we couldn't pick the same member because that's just not how friendships roll. What's funny was that I thought that J-Hope was so cute, but then Hope was like, my name is Hope, bitch, like I gotta have J-Hope. So I was like, okay, fine, you can have J-Hope. I myself was more of a V stan. So right around then when we like really liked them, they were about to release No and Oh, Are You Late Too, which is a bop of an album. May I just tell you. That was our very first BTS reaction video that we ever made. We have been BTS stans since like the beginning, okay? So when they announced their pretty sure very first US tour in 2015, we were like all about it, okay? And that of course was the Red Bullet tour. Somewhere along the way, they announced that literally in the middle of the Red Bullet tour, or like right afterwards, they were gonna be in the US for something called the Highlight Tour, which was supposed to be not just BTS centric, like it was supposed to be about like K-fashion, and there were gonna be like other artists, and it was supposed to be like this whole event, okay? And we thought that that sounded like so much fun. So me, Hope, and our other little K-pop dweeb of a friend, Tessa, decided that we were gonna take our happy butts to the Highlight Tour in Atlanta, Georgia, because that was only about 4 hours away from where we lived. Skipped school, the whole shebang. I just want to say how much I miss high school. Not for the school aspect, but for having those two friends who we would just constantly miss school. Go across the US. I mean, not that Atlanta's that far, but we would go. Like, we would go pretty far to see K-pop acts, rock bands, all of it. So we drive our happy butts 4 hours to Atlanta, get a hotel, figure out their complicated subway system, because Atlanta isn't really a huge port for like public transportation. So they're like subways and trains are just they're not it. So anyway, we finally get there, like to the venue, ready to see BTS. We looked crazy. I will insert a photo, like Tessa's eyebrows, my outfit and my bangs, like I cannot believe this is what we looked like when BTS saw our faces. We get there, and let me tell you, that thing was a shit show. First of all, entry was freaking weird, okay? There were no physical tickets. Your ticket in was a t-shirt that you bought on the day of sale. They were pretty much just relying on a handwritten list of all of the names of the people who bought t-shirts for entry. Now, they overlooked Hope's name like 10 times. We were standing there for a solid like 10 minutes, scared to death that somehow she was not gonna be allowed in. Thank God she was, but that was awful. Then, apparently, we didn't know this until like after the event, obviously, because we were already in the venue, but apparently they oversold. And so like the second half of the entire line just were not allowed in. They kept telling them that like, oh, after this event, we'll let you in. After this, we'll let you in. And it just ended up being them standing outside the venue for the entire duration of the event and never being allowed in. I don't know if those people were ever compensated. I remember it was this huge thing way back when. So you guys have probably already heard this story before, but it was like insane. Like I still think the heavens above that me and my friends made it in and that we were able to meet BTS, because this is an experience that literally will never come ever again now that BTS is so huge. Like this is like, I am so lucky. Anyway, so we get in and then we're put in this VIP lounge. It's basically just an empty bar with like seating areas, so we were all just sitting down, hanging out. But there were a lot of people in there, so I mean, it was like we were sitting around like having fun with each other for a minute. And then we went into the meet and greet. And see, with most K-pop shows, like nowadays, meet and greets are like after the show, but this one was before the show. And I was honestly thankful, because I would have looked like trash after the show, but it's fine, because I already looked like trash because I was what, like 13? I was like 16? Something. But anyway, basically we were supposed to be able to take a photo with BTS. I'm pretty sure they said with around 5 to 7 like other girls in the photo. So it'd be like BTS girl, you know what I'm saying? Like a cute little spread. I was fine with that. Okay, I was fine with that. But of course, that is just not what took place. What took place was like 20 other people with short little, I mean, I love them to death, but short little BTS in this awfully overexposed photo. Literally, it looked like it was taken with somebody's iPhone. I'm not kidding. No, like, but like back in 2015 iPhone, you know what I'm saying? Like an iPhone 5. It was so bad, and I'm so pale. I was dead in the center of it, and there was this like recessed light over my head that was just projecting. I look like a ghost, but I also look like everybody was there to see me. So that's great. So that's my photo with BTS. Okay, luckily there is more. There is more to the story, I promise. But that was that. My eyebrows look a little crazy, but it's okay. We'll have crazy brows today. Any hoozles. As I said, Hope is a J-Hope stan. She was like trying to get close to him, but the staff like screamed at her. The staff were rude the entire time. That's like a whole nother part of this. Those were some bitches, okay? And it would be one thing if they were only being rude to the fans, but like they were being rude to BTS as well, which is like not it. Not it. Like she screamed at Hope and was like, no! Ew, get over there! And so Hope had to like go away from her. Honey love J-Hope, but right before they took the picture, she like turned to see like how he was posing, and then she like matched him, so the photo is really cute. Also in the photo, also depicted in this photo, is V literally jumping because everybody was covering him because he's too short. And I just got such a kick out of this because I was a V stan at the time. I had not yet discovered the Jin cult. I'm so sorry. I mean, I still love him, and I still like, I loved them all and I still love them all, but V was literally like, I'm jumping, I'm gonna jump, like right before they took the photo, and I guess they didn't notice, and he literally just jumped, and he's a blur. V and I are ghost brethren in that photo. So this was actually after the meet and greet. What Hope did whenever we were leaving the photo session was everybody was like walking one way, you know, away from the BTS members, and she broke the crowd and ran back and like went up to J-Hope and was like, bye, and he was like, bye, and then I remember she wrote something really lame in her journal that was like, I was the reason for his smile that day. She had a good time. J-Hope is like the sweetest angel that you could ever love in life. So of course her experience with him was gonna be incredible. We're gonna go with this vibe today. I don't know. Okay, well, I have no idea how that I went so smoothly, but on with the story. So after that, we made our way over to the concert, like to the seating area. We ended up being like 3rd row, I guess, ish. But like, you know how in small concert venues, the floors are like taped off in a square and like that's the standing area? We stood outside that tape and like pushed some girls over. But in concerts, you gotta do what you gotta do. And that is what being emo taught us. We learned to be ruthless when it comes to your seat, your standing area, your standing seat. Emo just prepared us for that exact moment when we got to be 3rd row at BTS. Hello, Nunu. Hello. You wanna lay in my lap? Come on. Come on, baby. You can lay right there. There you go. See how cozy. So the whole premise of the thing was that BTS was going to be the main act, and then the opening act was going to be a local artist from whatever city like you were attending. So I was like, okay, that sounds fun and fresh. We ended up having a rapper named Concio. Not that he was bad or anything. It's just that he played about 5 songs, and by then our feet were tired. We were ready for BTS. And then BTS comes out and plays about 5 songs. 4 songs. 4 songs. And I'm just like, now what about that makes sense? What about any of this makes sense? First of all, we were promised a night of fashion. Girl, there was no booths, no literally anything. I don't know if they meant fashion as in we all get to look at each other's little outfits that we all have on. I'm not sure where the fashion part played in because there was nothing of the sort. We literally went to the lounge, went to the meet and greet, went to the photo session, went to the concert, and went home. That was it. And not to mention the fact that the concert was literally half concierge, who nobody paid for. We were hot mad. We were very mad. BTS played in this exact order. I Need You, Boy in Love, Dope, and No. And that was it. That was literally it. 4 songs. Which would have been fine if we didn't also have to listen to 4 songs by our homeboy Concio. And if we hadn't paid so much money for that. See, like, the whole meet and greet thing would have been great if we didn't have 20 other people in our photo. It also had a night of fashion, which we were promised. But everything about that was just messed up, like messed up. And the other day, I tried finding the people who hosted that event. Their Facebook page is gone. Like, they're gone, they're canceled. Because this was like the worst thing any of us have ever seen. So, the moment that you've all actually been waiting for, here's what happened when I met BTS. Face to face. There was a autograph signing and we all got these like BTS posters that came with our purchase. Like we all, like part of the package was a free BTS poster that they would sign. Now, towards the end, once again, they ran out of posters. And so they had them signing blank sheets of like A4 paper, craziness for fans. Okay, and so luckily enough, we got our posters, thank God. And I don't know how all this happened because I'm pretty sure we were late. Like, I'm pretty sure we arrived kind of late. We got our posters and we went down the little line to have BTS sign it. And Tessa, bless her heart, bless her soul, Tessa, was wearing these like overalls. And it had this pocket like dead in the center here. And she put her phone in there, pressed record, and was like recording the entire interaction with BTS. Now, because we were moving down a line, she was kind of facing this way. Like if you're BTS, she's kind of facing this way. So she was showing me in the members' interactions, which is great for me. I don't remember the exact order of how people were sitting. I'm pretty sure it opened up with, was it V? You know, I don't even know. I'm not even gonna try to sit here and pretend to remember, but I will tell you what I remember about each member because that is like something that's actually burned into my memory. So, you know, we didn't have much time because of course the staff was screaming at us to hurry it up. However, V, because I was V biased at the moment, I just remember him as a actual angel. They were all like wearing hoodies, like very casual, like very boyfriend. I literally die. I just remember how big and like shiny and juicy and like exfoliated and clean and lovely these lips were, like just so big. And like I just remember his face being like I don't know what I said to him. I don't remember what I said to him, but he did some like smile, lean back like thing at me with his big lips, and I was just like, I ascended straight to heaven. An absolute gorgeous human being. He had his little like, kind of like a dusty orange brown moment hair. And it was like messy and it was over for me and the girls. It was over. Yeah, I love this inner corner. It's real messed up. It's like real bad. Like this looks like a middle school makeup. I'm glad that we're talking about 2015 because this is something that I would have done around that time. We're just gonna leave it alone. We're just gonna let it be. Let that be that. No, I'm gonna wipe it off. I can't. I don't know what's happening. It's gotta be the BTS conversation because this is not happening. We're not gonna have a little pointy inner corner today. Sorry to have gotten your hopes up. This is always what happens anytime I try to attempt eyeliner, so I just don't know why I do it. Okay, we're gonna take an intermission. Okay. Jungkook was a tiny baby, like literally tiny baby, the babiest baby I've ever seen in my life. His hair was black at the moment, as per usual, and straightened. I just remember his teeth being the straightest, cutest, most like he has this little moment, like when he talks, like his teeth show like mine do, except his are much cuter. That's what I remember about that. And his eyes are like this big, and he's just a tiny baby, like thing that you just like, it's not even real. Jimin still had cheeks at this moment in time, which makes me so sad. He was the absolute cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. His cheeks were this big. He was still skinny, still beautiful, lovely. Cheeks were this big, and he was so tan and like golden and like shiny. Like he has the best skin. He just had a big smile on his face. Like they all looked so happy. Like they were all very tired, especially RM, who, you know, was real about how he was feeling. But they had huge smiles plastered on their faces. That's like one of the biggest things that I remember about all of them were just their like infectious like smiles. But I remember RM being very just kind of like, you know what I mean? Like he was being a bro, but he was being like real. And like I remember Hope asking him like how he was doing, and he was just like, I'm okay, like I'm alright, like very real about it. I was also like very into RM at the time. Still love him, as I keep saying, but like it was V, and then it was V and RM, and then it was RM, oof, and then it was Jin for me. Still is Jin for me. But Hope literally wrote in her journal when she was like describing all of the members and like her interaction with them. She goes, me and Jin didn't do much. And that is just like so telling of that time. Like I barely remember Jin too, which is so bad. But I do have a video of him looking at me, which is literally my like crowned gem now. His smile as well was just so sweet and like charming, and his shoulders are this big and he's just huge, but he's got this like small like happy head. I love Jin. Side note, I literally left the sounds in this house are just, oh, Jimin was a starer, by the way. I remember Hope writing in her journal about how he was just like, he just looks into you, you know what I mean? Like he looks at you, and then when you would sort of like, you're going on from Jimin to like Jungkook and the next girl comes, like he would look at you all the way until you're like comfortable with your next boy. Like he was a looker, he was a starer. Love that about him. It's too much, but we love it. Anyway, who's next? Suga? Suga was just like this quiet, tiny little thing. He also looked very tired. He was like keeping it real like RM. He was not even trying to hide it. I don't even think he smiled a single once. But he was pale and small and quiet, and I love that about him. That's what we love Suga for. Tessa was a Suga bias, so I would like have to ask her how she remembers him, because I don't remember him very well, because he's just very quiet and shy. But like V on the other hand and RM are like in my brain. I don't remember who it was that did, I think it was Jimin or Jungkook, but Hope did like and I love all of my stories about Hope because she's the one who actually kept a journal of everything that she said to them, and I did not. I just remember their faces. I don't remember anything that they said to me, but I remember Hope telling me that somebody did like a, hey, how are you? And she was like, I'm good, how are you? And they're like, I'm good, how are you? So cute, so cute. They're just literally the sweetest, sweetest, sweetest boys ever. And I'm like so curious like how they've grown and like changed. Like I would literally kill to meet them again. But I mean, for now, that's one of the memories. It sort of like warms me up on the inside. It's something that I'll literally never forget. And thank God Hope has a journal of it to remember it. And honestly, if I've learned anything, it's that I should keep concert journals. So I will probably write one about Monsta X this time around, and maybe try to recall the interaction that I had with them the last time I met them, which I still do. It's still pretty fresh. It's still pretty fresh, yeah. But yeah, I mean, as far as BTS goes, that was about it. They were just the sweetest, most handsome things on this planet, like literal things like aliens. It was insane. I do also remember, like, this happens with every K-pop group, like with Boyfriend, which is the first group that I ever met, and GOT7, and just everybody. They're always so much bigger than I expect. Not bigger, like their heads are bigger. Like they're more like human. Like I just remember RM's head being so big, and not that that's a bad thing. Like I know that Koreans think that that's a bad thing, but to me it was just like, here's this whole man, this like real life man with a head who's bigger than mine. Like, and like their hair and just everything is so human. Like sometimes you can see, like I'm pretty sure Jungkook had a little pimple that I could see was like covered up, and it's just like so nice and humbling. Not humbling for me, but like almost like you see these people as humans, and it's really therapeutic. But yeah, I mean, I am probably about the worst talker I have ever met, and that's why I wanted to do this as a Get Ready With Me, so that it's like less pressure and I can just kind of like say things as it comes to my brain. But I hope that you still kind of enjoyed this. Pretty much just like one of those like, oh, what the BTS members look like in real life moments. But I kind of want to start making more videos about this so that I can, like, that can kind of be my journal, you know what I mean? Like, talk about my experiences and then watch it later in life and be like, oh yeah, that's how I felt then. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this, and I'll talk to you guys later. you.